Hello everyone, my name is Nithya Ruff and I'm the Director of Open Source Strategy for SanDisk. So you're probably wondering, what does open source have to do with SanDisk, and why the heck is the flash storage company in the cloud a conference such as OpenStack? So I'll give you a little bit about what we're doing at OpenStack and the relevance of flash in the cloud. So let's do some forward-looking statements, and then let me talk about the enterprise solutions in SanDisk. Most of you know us because of USB sticks and SD cards and the flash that's in your mobile phones and your laptops, etc. But did you know that we also do a lot of work in the enterprise space? Everything from enabling applications such as MySQL, even such as Cassandra and other applications that people use, Oracle, etc. But we also just announced an appliance called the SanDisk InfiniFlash 100, 500, 700, which really give you a flash in a box. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a future slide. And then we do optimize software for working with flash as well. You find that a lot of software has been written with hard drives in mind or tape in mind, and they need to be optimized. And so we do a lot of that work as well. And last but not the least, you probably know us as providing a lot of building blocks for putting flash in the server, putting flash on flash arrays, or in hybrid storage. So we have all of these solutions in the enterprise space. One of the areas that I said I would talk about is open source. So we are a big supporter of open source innovation. We believe in it. We're committed to open source and standards. And it's really a key part of all of our markets, whether you look at mobile or the enterprise or consumer markets. It's all a part of our markets. And we are a member of OpenStack as well as Linux Foundation, and we do participate in the Open Compute project as well. Now let me talk about the 6 C's, as I call it, of my open source strategy. And essentially it is to use open source wherever it makes sense and where open source is on the leading edge, contribute patches and contribute software back into open source, and contribute in various ways, frankly, evangelizing, documentation, etc. Join foundations, work and collaborate with others, create competency inside the company, communicate with others in terms of what we're doing, be transparent, and really comply with license and license obligations. And we've done a lot of contributions back into the open source community. Most notably on the Ceph side, we've contributed more than 50 patches to Ceph. As most of you know, Ceph is the #1 Cinder driver and the most popular Cinder driver out there for block storage. We've also then contributed to the Linux kernel, to benchmarks, and also, of course, Android. Let me talk a little bit about 2 things that we are showcasing at OpenStack. The first one is called the non-volatile memory file system. And essentially what that is you would rip out your existing file system, whether it's ext3 or other file systems, which really slow down the performance on flash, and you would replace it with NVMFS. And what NVMFS does is 2 things. One, it reduces the double writes that typically file systems would do, and it replaces it with a single atomic write. Thereby, it reduces the amount of time and the latency, but also the wear and tear on flash, and extends the life of flash. The second is we minimize the degradation that happens when you use compression. And many things like MySQL use compression, and they really degrade the performance on flash or without flash as well. So net, we improve the performance on flash, and we improve the efficiency and the longevity and the lifespan, if you will, on flash. So as you can see from this bar graph, you find that if you use a file system like ext4, for example, uncompressed, it really takes up a lot of space. But by adding atomic writes as well as compression, you've brought it down to almost by 70% the data that's written onto flash. Thereby, you're really increasing the life of flash, but also improving the performance of flash by doing this. Let me talk about another thing that I said I would talk about, which is the InfiniFlash 100, 500, and 700. I'll specifically focus on 500 because it's very relevant to OpenStack. InfiniFlash 500 is the only Ceph-based all-flash OpenStack storage system. And one of the things that it is really good at is that you pack a tremendous density of flash, almost half a petabyte of flash, in a 3U box, and we bring you the best price possible for flash, $1 per IOPS per terabyte, and thereby making flash extremely attractive for capacity and performance, and not just for performance-based applications. Because Ceph is such a desirable scale-out software for massive capacity, you get the kind of scale you need for cloud. You get unified content that can be added to the system, whether it's block, object, or file in the future. And we've optimized it for flash, and thereby you get the performance of flash with Ceph. And I'll talk a lot about some of the work that we've done on the Ceph side as well. And last but not the least, the enterprise qualities you're looking for: snapshots, replication, thin provisioning. So it's really ideal for large-scale block and object OpenStack type of storage applications. As I indicated, we've done a tremendous amount of work with Ceph. It's really divided into two buckets. One is optimizing Ceph for performance, so really removing the bottlenecks for Ceph working on flash. We found that Ceph was really built with hard drives in mind, so a lot of work needed to be done to make it really run on flash, and we've done that, and we've contributed all of that back into the open source. The second set of changes that we've done is to harden it, test the heck out of it at hyperscale, for failure testing, for risk mitigation. All of this really makes it an ideal solution for an enterprise. And that is how we are enjoying the OpenStack conference. We are really bringing two solutions to the table. We're embracing our membership with OpenStack. We're proud of being a member, and certainly committing ourselves to open source solutions as well. And thank you for listening.